To our second edition of Facebook Live. We are having the sleeve chef here.
Hi, everybody. My
name is Jana Wolff. I am the Director of Nutrition at the Comprehensive Obesity Management Program at GBMC, which you are probably aware of. We are cooking an awesome dish today. It's high in protein, low in starch and carbohydrates, actually virtually no starches, and it has really good vitamins, minerals, all the good stuff that you want, right? So first off, I do want to thank the ABC Live, the ABC2 Studios. Thank you. I need a little bit of help today. And I will let you know, I want to remind you of the date. Do we have the next date? Okay, so the next date of our cooking show is 6 p.m., the fourth Tuesday of the month, always, so every single month, and you can come see us, me and Mike, our sleeve chef. So, Mike, take it away.
All right, thank you so much, Jana. Good evening, everyone. It is so great to see you. Thank you for tuning in to our second episode of the Sleeve Chef of GBMC and Cooking Live event. This evening, we are going to be preparing a pan-seared flank steak served medium rare over top of a Greek salad. Like Jana said, it's going to be high in protein, low in carbohydrate, fresh, simple, delicious. I want to take a minute to say thank you to ABC2 for the use of their beautiful kitchen space. It's picturesque, if I must say. So, without further ado, let's talk about our ingredients. So we are using a flank steak. I love flank steak. Flank steak is lean. It's high in protein. It literally comes from the flank of the cow, which is where it gets named from. You can grill it. You can pan-sear it. Really easy to work with. Really good for you. I definitely recommend cooking it medium rare, medium. Jan, you want to give a quick protein facts?
Yeah, some protein facts. So grilled flank steak, very good for you. Obviously lean, like you said, super high in iron. And like we were talking about the last time, if you tuned in, 3 to 4 ounces is about all you need to get your 20 to 30 grams of protein. Okay, so that's about it for the flank steak.
Yep.
In terms of nutrition.
Exactly.
Okay?
Yep. It doesn't take a lot. It's healthy. It's delicious. We're also going to be using our mesclun greens over here. That's just a simple, basic mixed green. You've got some arugula, some kale. It's really good, really simple. We also have some feta cheese. Important note on the feta, when Jan and I were talking about getting a recipe together, we had originally discussed possibly using a blue cheese. However, Jana thought...
I thought that it was a little high in fat. Now, like we talk about in classes, you can always measure out a very small portion of a high-fat cheese, and that'll be okay. You know, it might be on the stomach, but of course you listen to your body. But feta cheese is naturally lower in fat and calories. So you might as well go with the feta. It goes really nicely with that bright vinaigrette that we're going to make today. Yep. And it goes perfectly with the steak also. So why not, right?
Exactly. So we're going to do a simple, so again, as we talk about our food, we're going to do a pan-seared flank steak served over a Greek salad that's going to be tossed in a very simple red wine vinaigrette. So let's get cooking here, guys. So we are going to be making our vinaigrette first. We're going to use a little red wine vinegar. So when you're making a vinaigrette, vinaigrettes are really straightforward. It's literally extra virgin olive oil and vinegar. It's a 3-to-1 ratio, so 3 parts extra virgin olive oil, 1 part vinegar. So we're going to use about an ounce of red wine vinegar here.
What's interesting is that because that's made of red wine, you still get the benefits. You know the resveratrol, that antioxidant.
You know the resveratrol.
You know that one?
Come on now, you know it.
So that's a red wine antioxidant. You still get that in the vinegar, but without the added benefit of the alcohol, right?
Yep, exactly.
But delicious.
Delicious. We're going to go ahead and just grab our extra virgin olive oil here, and you're going to start whisking in your stainless steel bowl. Pour in very, very slowly.
So what does that do? Does that make it...
Yep, so what you're basically making here, everybody, is an emulsion.
Fancy words.
Fancy words, exactly. So really simple. Guys, this is the same way you can make with a balsamic vinaigrette. Same thing, red wine vinaigrette, raspberry wine vinaigrette. It's all 3 parts vinegar, or sorry, 3 parts oil, 1 part vinegar.
And so then the oil and the vinegar doesn't separate, which is nice.
Exactly.
And if you guys have questions while we're preparing the food, feel free to just type it in and let us know what you're thinking.
All right. So we are looking good. So you just want to keep whisking, get that nice emulsification happening there. We're going to add a little salt and pepper here. There we go.
Yummy.
All right, so we are all set for our dressing. We make that vinaigrette first, let that sit off to the side. Next, we're going to have our flank steak here. These are 2 8-ounce portions. So again, just a little bit of extra virgin olive oil. Right on top here. And again, always make sure you season both sides of your steak.
All right, so we do have a question posted.
Wonderful.
Let's see.
Who is our question from?
Let's see. Jess Williams.
Hi, Jess.
Can we have oil? So, in all of our classes, we talk about limiting the amounts of fat, right? Because fat can, like oils and butter and things like that, can add up in calories very quickly. Now, since we're under time restraints, Mike is not going to bust out the tablespoon and measure out the oil, but that is one of my recommendations when you are using oil. So I look at the nutrition label and I see, okay, serving size 1 tablespoon. So I take out the tablespoon and I use that 1 serving size as much as you can. Okay?
Yep, and keep in mind too that the amount of oil that we're using on the salad itself is going to be very minimal.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like your cheese too, right? You can always scale that back. So while it may have a slightly higher fat content, you can always cut out a lot of that fat content by using less of it on the actual dish.
Right. Very good. Good question. Thanks, Jess.
All right. So next we've got our nice hot pan here. Crank this heat a little bit more. So one of the important things you see we're doing here when we're actually preparing this meal is we're getting everything ready. So we made our vinaigrette, we've got our steak seasoned, we've got our pan on our heat, getting nice and hot.
What do you put the heat to here?
So I'm set to a medium-high heat. We're doing a pan sear, so it's going to be a little bit hotter. We want our pan to be a little bit higher in heat. So next we go ahead and thinly slice our red onion. So you can see here we've got our olives. We have our thinly sliced red onions. We have our grape tomatoes. And we have our delicious feta cheese. Love feta.
I have some interesting facts about the tomatoes specifically. I don't know. Well, first of all, you're going to see Mike's skills right here. This is a Culinary Institute of America trained chef, and that's what we call some nice chopping skills.
Thank you.
But is that actually a chop, or is that's a?
That is a slice. Yeah. So really, the goal here with the onions, guys, is onions are naturally astringent, so they give that quick hit when you bite into them. So what you want to do is you want to cut them thin, so you get a smaller amount when somebody goes to bite into the onion.
Mm-hmm. That's a really good tip.
And then remember too, when you're slicing, you want to keep your fingertips tucked in. Very, very important. You don't want to cut like this. You don't want to cut when you're doing this, because you're more likely to cut yourself. You want to make sure you keep your fingertips tucked in, and then you want the side of the blade to go up against the edge of your knuckle right here.
Yeah, and the onions here, when you use them raw, they have a lot of phytochemicals and flavonoids, which are basically antioxidants. Do you hear that sear?
So when you're searing, guys, you've got to make sure that we drop it in, and you'll see I'm purposely placing it away from myself. Very, very important.
Why is that? Because it can splash at you?
Exactly.
Okay.
That's
it.
Precisely. Yeah, it's so much of this is so simple, guys. It's all common sense.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want to get burned, so what do? Well, I put the meat in and I let it face down away from me.
Yeah. So what's interesting about the tomatoes is that raw tomatoes and cooked tomatoes have different nutrition properties. Okay. So if you cook a tomato, you get this new nutrient called lycopene, and that is an antioxidant. But if it's raw, you know, you have higher amounts of vitamin C. So there's benefits to both raw and cooked tomatoes, which is kind of fun.
Yeah, exactly. Interesting note, too, for myself, a little personal note. I am actually allergic to raw tomatoes.
What?
I am.
I did not know
Tragically,
about
yeah,
it.
I am. It's a very, very sad thing. Trust me, I know. As a the classically trained chef, there's nothing I love more than mozzarella alla caprese. You know, the sliced sliced tomato. Jana knows.
Yes.
Sliced tomato, fresh buffalo milk mozzarella cheese, aged balsamic vinegar. Oh, the best. Yeah, I see Mindy nodding her head and a little thumbs up.
Stuff. Yeah. Jess had a funny note that if you cut your fingers in the salad, extra protein.
Yeah, and a little iron too, Jess. Don't forget the iron. Jana, what's the nutritional value of it?
I don't know.
She doesn't know, nor will she answer
I didn't
that
learn that
question.
in nutrition school. Sorry, guys.
Enough of your shenanigans. So if you see your vinegar start to separate a little bit, guys, feel free to just give it a quick whisk.
So I do have a little special addition to this Facebook Live event. I have a wonderful intern right now who did a little bit of research for me on the nutritional content of salads that you can get out while you're, going to McDonald's or Panera or any of these places that have salads. So I'm going to, throughout this time, give you a couple little tidbits. All right. Now, one of my favorite salads that I used to have at TGI Fridays, pecan crusted chicken salad.
Sounds tasty.
Sounds tasty. Had it a lot. Not going to have it again. 1,080 calories. 1,080 calories and 76 grams of carbs.
Woo.
So that's just one that I have.
All right, guys. So what we're looking for when we're searing our steak is we want to see that Maillard reaction, that browning on the outside of the steak. That's exactly what we're looking for. So you're going to do about 2 minutes in order to get that color. See here, here's another great example right there.
Do you like your steak medium rare?
I do. I prefer my steak medium rare. Again, you can always cook this to your liking. I would recommend, though, if you're going to cook it beyond medium, to actually put it in the oven. That will help it cook more evenly, as it won't finish as evenly on the stovetop.
So if you're cooking it more well done,
exactly.
Put it in the oven.
Yep, exactly.
Okay.
So cook it a little more well done. Definitely want to put it in the oven. You can set your oven at 350 degrees Fahrenheit. I would do 2-3 minutes on the stove. Then I would pop it in the, I do 3-4 minutes on the stove, get to a nice medium. And then from there, you can go ahead and pop it right in the oven. Let it bring it up to well done. Another 5-10 minutes maybe.
So you get the browning on the stove top, and then you retain those juices in the oven.
Yep,
okay.
precisely.
All right.
Exactly.
Cool.
Yep. So you get that nice even cooking as well.
Yeah. That's nice.
Oh yeah.
All right, you ready for another one?
I'm ready.
Okay, and the reason I'm telling you these different salads is because you can make this salad at home, and guess what? It is 332 calories. That's perfect. That's a perfect amount of calories for a meal, right? And 31 grams of protein and 9 carbohydrates. So that's very low. Now, Burger King, bacon cheddar ranch tender crisp chicken salad. Sounds good. 720 calories, 32 grams of carbs.
Crazy.
In a salad, 32 grams of carbs.
Yeah.
Anyone go to Applebee's ever? Applebee's Oriental chicken salad. I like those ones. 1,420 calories, 96 grams of carbs. I repeat, 1,420 calories, 96 grams of carbs. So be aware, when you're going out to eat, if you think, okay, I'm getting a salad, I'm doing well. Maybe.
Yep, and keep in mind too, everybody, Jana makes a great point about when you're going out to eat and you're getting those salads. The portion sizes that they give you are humongous. Humongous. As somebody who used to work in the restaurant industry, trust me, I understand those portion sizes are humongous. A lot of those calories in the salad comes from how the chicken and how the protein is prepared. So if it's deep fried, it's going to have a lot more calories than if it's grilled.
Yeah.
So there are steps you could take. For example, getting your salad dressing on the side is one really simple way to control those calories. Because the majority of those calories will actually come from that salad dressing.
Yes, that's a really good point. And if you get it on the side, you can do one of two things. You can either take a tablespoon and measure it out and put it over and mix it up, or you can actually take your fork and dip it into the dressing and then eat it. So that's an oldie but goodie trick right there.
Jana knows, guys.
I know. I've done all the dieting stuff. I know it all.
All right, so we're just finishing off the sear here on our flank steak. As you can see, we've got our salad. Got our pulsar salad here. Just added our mixed greens right in. We added our feta. We added our thinly sliced red onion. We added our olives. I'll be adding the tomatoes separately for my own preference.
We don't want that, yeah.
All right, looks good here. That's our steak.
I do want to say, because I know a lot of our people go to Chick-fil-A, and the Cobb salad sounds like a good idea, right? Cobb salad with avocado, lime ranch dressing, 820 calories, 31 grams of carbs.
Yep.
Ooh, we're getting many likes.
Hey!
Thank you,
Take some
guys.
likes.
Thank you, guys. We appreciate all of the likes.
All right, so here we go, guys. Here's what we're looking for our final product for our steak.
Yummy.
See that browning on the outside? That's what you want.
Wow.
It's that Maillard reaction. Those are the proteins in the meat giving that brown. All right, so we're going to pull our steak off here. We're going to let it rest. There we go. All right, make sure you turn off your heat. Very important. It's a good thing the smoke detectors aren't too close by.
Yeah. I think I'm going to smell like it afterwards, but I don't mind smelling like steak.
There you go. All right.
I'm going to be curious about how you cut the steaks. Ooh, wow. Thank you. Thank you so much for everyone for tuning in. And please, send us your questions if you have any nutrition questions or any questions on the cooking process itself.
Yeah.
Mike is the person to ask.
Absolutely, everybody. Thank you so much again for watching the last video. Janet and I really enjoyed it. We've got a lot of great follow-up questions. Please feel free to ask us questions. The more questions, the better. We know the process can be really challenging. And you may have a question, be like, oh, I don't want to ask that question because I don't want to look stupid, or it's probably really obvious. Like, no. There's no. Please ask us. This is a really, really difficult process to make this lifestyle change, but trust me, it's well worth it. I had my sleeve back in September of 2016. It's been an amazing experience so far. The team at GBMC Comp is fantastic. Give them a shout out, Dr. Bello, Dr. Dovek.
Dr. Friesen.
And
our nurse practitioners.
I was going to say, all the nurse practitioners. Exactly, everybody.
Now, I have a question about letting the meat rest. I once learned that it's good to let the meat rest after you cook it instead of cutting it right away.
Yep.
So what's up with that?
Okay, so the reason you want to let the meat rest before you cut into it is it's going to really just keep all. If you cut into it, all the juices are just going to flow right out of it. It'll actually help the meat dry out a little bit. So really, you want to let it rest for 2 to 3 minutes before you carve it. Okay. Just allow those juices to settle on the inside.
Okay.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and start plating here.
That looks beautiful.
Yeah, guys, this is vibrant, it's fresh.
It honestly looks better than any restaurant salad that I've ever seen.
And trust me, it's going to cost you a lot less too.
Yes.
That's the other big thing as well here. All right, so we're going to go right in the middle of our plate.
Salads usually cost anywhere from like $9 to $15, $16, especially with the steak, right?
Absolutely.
And then, can you tell us a little bit about how to cut the steak? Because I've always heard against the grain, with the grain. I don't know. I'm not good at cutting the steak.
That is a great question, Jana.
Okay.
So, when you're cutting your steak, the steak is essentially a muscle. And so these grains that you see here are basically muscle fibers. So in order for a steak, you should really cut it against the grain. Cutting it against the grain will shorten up those muscle fibers, making the steak, quote unquote, less tough.
Okay. So really if you see those lines going this way, you're cutting that way then.
Right, exactly. So you see the lines here. Here's the grain of our steak. Here's the fibers of our steak right here. Right, going right across. We're just going to cut this way against them, as opposed to cutting this way with them.
Yes.
Very, very important. So I'm going to go right in half here. Oh yeah, look at that.
Oh my goodness. I was once a vegetarian for about 6 months.
Look at that bad boy.
Not after this kind of stuff.
All right.
If you are a vegetarian, you can make the same exact salad. You could do tofu or tempeh, and you can prepare it very similar to how you prepare the steak, right? You can do a little bit of the olive oil, salt, pepper, throw it in to the pan.
Absolutely. That is a very good point. All right. Go right on top here.
Okay, so while we're waiting, Wendys chicken Caesar salad, right? That's something I would probably get. 790 calories, 42 grams of carbs. Make your salads at home. That's what I'm trying to say. 42 grams of carbs in a salad. Okay.
All right.
Ooh, that looks gorgeous. Look at that.
Check this out, guys. Now, if somebody off studio could grab us a fork, that'd be great.
Okay, so what's the one thing that we got to do when we have steak? Chew, 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 and more chewing, right? So, especially when you get any sort of bariatric surgery, your stomach right now, before surgery, is going to do a lot of that grinding for you, okay? So we always tell everyone to do at least 25 chews to start off, see how that is, especially with a little bit of a more, tougher meat like steak. You gotta chew a lot.
Yep. Really, really important. Cut them into bite-sized pieces, everybody. That's the other key thing too. And just small pieces. Go at your own pace, nice and easy, nice and steady, whatever makes you feel comfortable. There's no need to rush through your meals.
Yes.
That was one of the first things for me personally. I ate really fast. It was out of habit. It was unconscious eating. I'm sure everybody else has done that before as well. But I ate fast, and so one of the biggest challenges for me personally was just actually eating consciously.
Mindful eating, right?
Mindful eating,
yes,
exactly.
Yes.
Really thinking about what I'm doing, really slowing down the process, and really just taking my time and not sort of feeling this pull to finish my meal.
One way to do it is to set your fork down in between bites, hands-free in between bites, and enjoy it for a second, okay? And if you get to your meal and you are dying of hunger, it means that you went too long without eating, right? So always have a little snack or something.
Yep, exactly.
Are we doing this?
Yeah, let's do it.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, let's dig in.
Okay.
Let's grab a little piece here.
Oh my goodness. Where do I even begin?
Yes.
Okay, so
I'm going to start here.
let's see. Are you guys ready? Yeah, I'm just going to take. I know it's only a small bite, but I didn't have a small enough knife.
Delicious. Salad here. Yum.
That's going to be a lot of chews.
Flavorful.
It's like sweet almost. A little bit.
Exactly. Yep, you get a little bit of tang. Thank you.
The acidity of the vinegar and from the vinaigrette with that meatiness of the steak goes perfectly together. And the salad isn't taking away from the steak's not taking away from the salad. It all goes together. So you guys can be chefs at home, you can impress your friends. You can impress your husbands and wives. Okay?
Delicious.
It's perfect.
Super simple. Guys, we're going to take about some quick questions. If anybody has any, we'd love to hear from you. Questions about the steak, questions about preparation, just general food questions.
We got a nice comment from Chris. Love you too.
Hi, Chris.
Now, Michelle, my husband had the surgery and I catch myself sometimes following the rules with chewing. Thanks for the advice. Thank you so much for supporting your husband. Anything that you can do with your husband is always helpful. So I always appreciate when I see partners coming in to our classes and participating and doing things with their partners because it makes it so much easier. Okay. How long did you cook it from Tom Cathy?
That is a great question. So really how long you cook it is going to depend on how you want your steak cooked. So if you want your steak cooked medium rare, you want to do about 3 to 4 minutes each side on a high heat. Take it off, let it rest for about 2-3 minutes, and then you can go ahead and carve it up from there. If you want to go longer, I'd recommend dropping your heat just a little bit, not real super high. If you want to go to medium, you can do 5-6 minutes. And if you want to go up to well done, again, I'd recommend finishing in the oven, as your steak is more than likely going to burn from the outside. So you'll get that nice sear first, pop it in the oven, and it'll finish cooking evenly. And you'll get it to well done. You might even want to put just a little bit more fat, a little bit more oil in the pan, just to help keep that steak, help retain the majority of its juices. That is a great question.
Okay, thank you, Tom Cathy. I have a good question from Chris. When it comes, and then I have my own opinion on this, and then I want to hear your opinion.
Sure.
Chris, when it comes to marinades, is it better to make your own, or are store-bought ones okay to use? Now, the quick and dirty answer is yes, store-bought ones are okay to use, but why use them when you can make something so quickly, easily, natural?
Yep.
You know, none of those artificial fillers and stuff in the marinades.
Yep.
What do you think?
So that's a fantastic question. So one of the things I think we tend to get away from is knowing what's in our food. You know, and you're starting to see a trend more to where restaurants are really more honest about what they're serving people because the market is trending that way. But one of the things I love about, you know, making my own food and showing people how to make their own food is that you can really control what goes into that marinade. You can control what goes into your body. You're not looking at the ingredient label and going, I can't pronounce this. You said this was, you know, there's
like glyceride,
right.
You know,
and you don't know what that is. And so, while you'll see, you know, and I would say too, I mean, consider your source. So, you know, there's a lot of purveyors out there that are going to offer you organic, natural ingredients, and check those labels. That's the other key thing too.
Yeah,
read the labels.
Read the labels. If it's only 3 ingredients, 5 ingredients,
yep.
and you know what those ingredients are, and the nutrition label looks pretty decent,
yep.
go with it. That's fine.
Exactly.
If you're in a rush,
yep.
yeah. But at home, I mean, first of all, salad dressing is another thing. I mean, you whip that up in 3 seconds,
yeah.
and it was
yep.
only a few ingredients at the most.
Let me tell you, the cost is night and day.
Mm-hmm.
You know, bottle of vinegar, bottle of olive oil, you're using 2-3 ounces of olive oil and an ounce maybe of vinegar for 2 people.
And that lasts almost forever.
Yeah,
exactly. I don't know exactly how long it lasts, but...
Yeah, I mean, vinegar will last indefinitely, and then oil is the same way. Oil will spoil over time, but it's going to happen over a very long period.
Right. Very good. Good question. I have from Laura, what temperature in the oven if you were to put the steak in the oven?
Oh, sure. Great question, Laura. So 350 degrees Fahrenheit is really ideal. That's really the standard temperature. It's not too high, not too low, right in the middle.
Okay, cool. Thank you, guys. Yes, and we got, that makes complete sense from Chris.
Hey,
yeah,
thank you, Chris.
Good. Thank you. I'm glad. Does anyone have any other questions? Come on, hit us.
We're ready.
You know, if not, I do want you to know that, you know, making these things at home, you're going to get the natural ingredients. You're going to enjoy it more because you made it with your own hands. Your family can participate, right? So if you do have kids or you do have a partner that doesn't know how to cook, these are easy, doable recipes. You're not going to fail. You know, it's just a matter of trying.
That's a great point. And you'll see, too, that we prepared this very, very quickly. That's the other thing to note here as well.
Yeah, that's a weeknight. I mean,
yeah, this is a quick. You know, we went out and bought some flank steak. You know, and we wanted to, or sirloin, or strip steak, whatever you want to add to your steak or add to your salad. We went out and bought it. We cooked it. We made our salad. We made our dressing. Really, really quick. Really, really simple.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's fresh. It's light. It's healthy. The steak will definitely last you 2 to 3 days. The salad you'll probably want to eat that night, only because of the vinegar in there, or if you want to retain some of that mesclun greens and you want to, you know, put them separate ahead of time and take that for lunch the following day, you can certainly go that route.
And then you can even do it on the side like we were talking about before, where you dip your fork in so you don't mess with the mesclun greens.
That's a great point.
I do have a good question from Tom Cathy. What is a good basic recipe for an oil-based dressing? This recipe is great, where you're just using the vinegar and the oil and a little bit of salt and pepper. But
this is your classic red wine vinaigrette. You can make balsamic vinaigrette the exact same way. Raspberry wine vinaigrette.
What about adding like dry herbs or fresh herbs?
Yep, absolutely.
You know, I like, for me, I personally like thyme and basil.
Yep.
In my dressings. I don't know why. I think it tastes very floral. You know, it's very good.
Exactly. It's just a matter of preference at that point.
Yeah.
You know?
What about mustard too? I mean, mustard is great in vinaigrettes.
Yep.
Yeah. We have about 5 minutes left. So if you got any questions that you want to ask, you can certainly put them through. And I just wanted to give you that warning. But definitely tune in at 6 p.m. May 23rd is our next meeting here. It's really the 4th Tuesday of every month.
Yep.
Okay?
Yep.
And again, thank you so much to ABC2 for letting us use the studio kitchen. It's beautiful. And what were you going to say?
Oh, I was going to say, we heard We appreciate the outpour. We love cooking for you. We love instructing these instructional videos. We're really excited. It's great that we'll be doing this through the end, through the end of the year, the fourth Tuesday of every month at 6 p.m. Tune in. We'll be coming to you live here from ABC2 Studios, the beautiful location, this beautiful show kitchen. So again, just to give you a quick recap of what we prepared this evening, we did a pan-seared, medium-rare flank steak served over top of a Greek salad, which had olives, which had black olives, thinly sliced red onion, grape tomatoes, and feta cheese, and that was tossed in a really light red wine vinaigrette. Simple, healthy, delicious.
And I just had an interesting question that I have to address.
Please.
So my BFF Jess.
Hi Jess.
She just said she heard that garlic powder has carbs in it. So how do we get rid of the carbs? What are some good seasonings to use cooking that won't kill the carb count? Guess what? And this is always what I say. For anything that is kind of lowish in carbs but has some carbs but is healthy, garlic powder is not what got us here. Okay? And the amount of garlic powder that you're using is negligible. It won't add that many carbs to whatever you're cooking. So whether it has carbs or doesn't have carbs, I don't think it has enough carbs for you to even worry about it. Regular garlic has like a little bit of sugars and stuff, but...
And again, you have to consider when you're cooking and you're thinking about carbohydrates, think about the amount, the portion size that you're using relative to the carbohydrates of the ingredient. So, for example, the garlic powder, you would have to use a considerable amount of garlic powder.
And that would ruin the dish, would it not?
Absolutely. It would completely ruin the dish.
Yeah. And I did get another interesting question about vinegar and the sugar content in vinegar. Yep. Again, it goes back to how much you're using and the negligible amounts.
Exactly.
This is 1 tablespoon is a serving, so that's not a lot, but still, you're not going to be using much more than a few tablespoons. Carbs, 0. Okay? So it's the more and more you use, you might get some more carbs, but it's going to be low.
And keep in mind too, like for example, the fat, you may say, well, you may hear like oil is high in fat. And when someone says that, they're correct.
Yes.
However, what they don't tell you is that it's polyunsaturated fat, which is the good fat, as opposed to saturated fat, like we'd find in the flank steak, for example, that's actually, quote, a bad fat.
Yes, so these unsaturated fats do have health benefits.
Yep.
We need fats in our diet. There are fats within our body, within our cells. We need them to function, right? We would be very sick without fats. But you want to just manage the amount of fats that you have in your diet.
Exactly.
I did get an awesome comment from Dr. Bello, one of our surgeons.
Dr. Bello, hi, great to see you.
We're awesome, you're awesome.
Thank
you. And thank you again to everyone that commented tonight. Thank you again to everyone who tuned in. Welcome back, or welcome if it's your first time. And please join us next time if you want to see us again. I get the benefit of tasting everything, but you can do this at home too. Okay?
Yep. And again, everybody, if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us after the video. You'll be able to watch the video on GBMC's Facebook page. I'll have it up on our Facebook page, The Sleeve Chef. It'll be on YouTube as well. You'll be able to see it. It'll be all over the place. You can watch it after the fact. Please comment after the fact. We'll be monitoring that video, responding to comments and questions.
We'll answer questions, everything. So thank you guys, and have a fabulous night.
Thank you very much, everybody. Have a great rest of the night. Take care.